Welcome to Tran Plays Omni Link. There's no end state for the game, so I'm not going to say Tran wins. This is not my first time through this game. Unfortunately, the first take was the best. I played for 2.5 hours, popped out, and then I realized that Shadowplay did not record a thing. I can't get Shadowplay to run this while it's in full screen. I can do it in windowed full screen, which is when I hit Alt-Enter and then click the full screen button, and then you'll still see the window name at the very top, my taskbar at the bottom, and all that. The resolution is a little bit worse, a little more jagged, I think. I'm going to try this way right now. It's running in fraps, so the audio microphone may not be completely in sync. So I've already played through this before. And unfortunately, I made a lot of guesses. I called it, and I yelled at the protagonist several times. I don't know if I'm going to have that energy again, or I'm going to give it a shot, or maybe I would just, I don't know. Like, I was thinking about just taking new footage and then splicing my audio over it as best I could to make matches. So, like, if I were to yell at the protagonist or something, I don't know. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to just start over, and we'll give this a shot. I spent about 10 minutes talking about creating a new name, because Firehawk is reminiscent of Rebirth/Phoenix idea, or mythology. I'm going to leave this as is. That's what I also had done the first time. I'm not going to load my game. I'm going to just scrap my game. I think you only get one save. I had played for, as I said, 2.5 hours. I started about 7. And now it's about 10:30. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to kind of AFK a little bit in between here. This is about time for me to do my online things at the same time. But I would like to get this footage out, because the game just came out today. Alright, so for casual difficulty, ships take less damage, casual difficulty is still a challenge, and virus forces are less threatening. Normal difficulty, ships take full damage, difficulty may prevent you from progressing, and you might need to restart if you get stuck. We'll do normal. I haven't decided. I think I'm going to kind of moderately stage this in the same vein of the way I first reacted. Unfortunately, I didn't check. I just assumed it would work because the Shadowplay button was there. That's not a fault of the game or anything. It just, sometimes games don't work the way you expect in recording software. And this is the first time I've had to deal with that. I've never encountered that. Every time I do a new playthrough of it, or a new series, I learn something new about how to be better at this kind of thing. Alright, enough about that. Let's just go on with the game. The atmosphere vented, and new air rushed into the room. The cabin pressure stabilized, and a woman took in a deep breath of fresh air.
It's time to wake.
The woman coughed and struggled to open her eyes as if she had woken from a long sleep. She took a moment to steady her breathing.
I can't see, and it's a little cold. The blindness will pass. Don't be so quick to move around. I don't think I have the strength. How long has it been? Since entering atmospheric regeneration, 142 years, 3 months, and 2 days. Has it really been that long? It feels like only a few days have passed.
As her eyes adjusted, her strength returned to her body. She then changed her clothes and headed to the mirror. She pinched her cheeks, played with her hair, and looked deeply into her eyes.
I knew there would be some side effects. I've been monitoring your condition. The regenerative process you designed is quite efficient. The state of your body is exactly what it was the day you entered the chamber. Take a closer look. Not everything is the same. I see what you mean. Besides that minor difference, you're as healthy and young as you were before.
I don't know if I did that reading very well. And now Fraps is lagging bad. You know what? I'm just gonna redo this. I'm gonna redo the shadow play. Yeah, I'm gonna do this in Shadowplay, which doesn't really lag. It takes a lot less hard drive space, but it will be less high definition. I don't know if that's the right word. So we'll cut back to this in a moment here. All right, and here we're back. She breathed out a sigh of relief and gave a tearful smile.
It's the best I could have hoped for. I assume since you've awakened me, it's returned. It's time.
Unfortunately, the computer voice, if I understand correctly, this is a female AI, so that's why I'm trying to do a female voice for them both. I'm just trying to make one sound a little more smooth, and another one try to sound a little more stilted. I really regret that the first time. I mean, I'm sure it was going to be superior microphone voiceovers than what I'm going to do now, because I put all my energy into it. There's more enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is hard for me to come by, unfortunately.
From the outermost edges of space,
an entity known as the virus awakens from its deep sleep.
an ancient evil.
So powerful, few know its true purpose or are capable of stopping it.
There was an ancient prophecy.
Found among a dead civilization that warned of this day.
The walls are closing in.
As the virus begins its cleansing, there is nowhere safe to run or hide.
A hero will rise.
Chapter 1.
Come in, Command. This is Firehawk. I've reached the Corellum system.
This is Zaus. I'm surprised your ship made in there in one piece.
Now, the game does have some dialogue issues. The first time through, I went ahead and pointed them all out and how to correct them, but, you know, as I went on, I just felt that was probably annoying, so you will get that benefit. I'm not going to point them all out, and I may change some of the words here or there. That's going to be my interpretation of that character. We'll just leave it at that. So, for example, he talks in a very... His speech here seems very formal compared to what I think he would seem like. So my interpretation of him may be different than the author's original interpretation. I must be expendable my first day at work if you want me to extract minerals from an asteroid field.
If you can't handle this, you don't belong in Zaus. This mission will teach you how to control your ship. Navigate your ship and touch the resources using WSAD to go up, down, left, and right. The left-right mouse buttons use troop abilities if available. The radar in the top right of your monitor shows your location. You're the green triangle. Other green triangles are friendly. Red is enemy. Gray is neutral. Blue and yellow are for planets and structures, respectively. The top left of your monitor shows your life, energy, and ability bars.
Get it, Zaus. You won't be disappointed.
That remains to be seen.
Alright, so the first time through, I died here, and I'll tell you why. Mainly because of stubbornness. It's stubbornness. If you've seen any of my playthroughs, you know it's stubbornness and not because of incompetence. So this big bar right here, that's the health. The lesser bar above it, that's your firing right there. You see that? If I ram an asteroid like this, I'll take some damage. What do we have here? Come in, unidentified ship. Is anyone aboard? Can I offer assistance? The ship begins to emit light as if powering up.
Error. Initializing backup systems. Rebooting. Humanoid and ship not recognized. Please identify yourself.
My name is Firehawk. I'm part of the Zaus Coalition. You talk differently than most people. Are you the pilot of this ship?
X-Type Unit D8 is an artificial intelligence currently without pilot.
X-Type D8 is your model number, I take it? I've never heard of an AI with such a convincing voice. It's a shame you don't have a normal name.
I have a name. It is D8.
The number is not a proper name. How about I take that D and change it to Dawn? See, at this point I just said like, what are you doing? So I'm gonna try to go through it, and yes, it will be somewhat staged. Just play along. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, dude, Firehawk, come on, you don't just go up to someone and name them whatever you want.
D8 is sufficient. Therefore, a name like Dawn 8 is useless.
No, not Dawn 8, just Dawn. Dawn means the first appearance of light, an awakening. Yes, this is... He's like he's got a dictionary right in front of him or something. Maybe he pulled up like Wikipedia.
That is an interesting meaning. I will not object if you insist on calling me by this name.
An artificial intelligence and still a woman. I knew you'd like it. So you'll see me do this occasionally with my mouse cursor. It feels like every time he says something stupid, I'm gonna slap him. I'll probably do that pretty frequently. A light begins to flash on the communications panel in front of him. Hold on a second, I'm getting a call.
Our long-range scanners have picked up the alien vessel near your location. This is a level 10 priority. You must destroy it immediately.
Say that again, Zaus. Did you say destroy the alien ship?
That ship is extremely dangerous. You must destroy it now.
I've engaged in contact with this ship. The pilot is missing and the AI is harmless.
Are you disobeying a direct order? Destroy the ship now or you're fired!
I won't do it! I see no reason to attack this ship. It doesn't even have a pilot.
9703 communication error. Communication intercepted. I am unhappy with this situation. Please state your intention.
Why did you cut me off? I'll handle this.
Threat level increased to red. D8's survival is important to mission. I cannot take any chances.
Straight to red? Whatever happened to yellow or orange?
D8's capabilities and technology are far superior to your ship. Morphic duplication records erased. I will eliminate the threat.
Are you sure you want to do this? I don't detect any weapons on your ship.
I can still duplicate the ship in front of me, even if it is technologically primitive. Morphic duplication process started.
So at this point, I just ran away from her. I ran across the map, and I found that the map wraps around. I found a couple things too. If you release thrust, your ship will slow down. Actually, I'm releasing W. Like until now, she's catching up to me and doing lots of damage. Alright. So actually, I've got her at range, and I felt that there was no reason for me to lose. And I did not feel right that I should be destroying this ship. So I played dodge for a long time, waiting to see if I could get away, waiting to see if there's an alternate win condition. No, you just have to shoot back. Now, watch what happens when I shoot back. First, I'm gonna get away. Now, watch the hit point bar. Oh, you see that? My hit point bar? Watch the hit point bar. I'm not getting hit. Just watch the hit point bar. See, it's hurting me. I wasn't even firing. It's hurting me. Now, here's the thing. They will explain that. And I called that too. They will explain that, but you obviously have to lose this tutorial. So I decided, screw it, I'm going against fate, and I decided not to hit the eject button. Well, I'm going to spare you that. There's really no special in-game over screen, so I'm just going to go ahead and get myself blown up. Hit the flashing eject button, quickly! After a large flash and explosion, Firehawk found himself looking at the stars from another ship. Strangely enough, he was sitting comfortably in a chair hovering above the ground. The walls and panels were sleek like that of an advanced warship. He touched his arms and legs to make sure they were still attached. Indeed, he was alive without a scratch on him, despite the explosion. A girl's voice coming from the ship's computer broke the silence. Now, every time, if I can reach the same point where I reach that guess or a revelation, I will shout it out at that point. So it'll, yeah. Right. It's a little bit awkward for me. You have to understand this. But I'm trying to give you back the same content that was lost the first time around. I actually do have that footage. It's just the Steam page, and then all of my microphone recording for 2.5 hours. A girl's voice coming from the ship's computer broke the silence.
How did you get in my ship?
Apparently I was AFK for so long I forgot how to read her lines. Apparently not even the AI of the ship knew what had happened. I'm surprised just as much as you are. When my ship exploded, I appeared here. What's going on? All my attacks that connected with your ship damaged my ship instead.
My analysis suggests that your ship got damaged because you were attacking yourself.
I saw how you morphed into my ship. So when I attacked you at the time, I was attacking myself? That doesn't make any sense.
The morphic duplication process must have malfunctioned and linked through quantum entanglement.
Can you please explain that again in terms I can understand? Psh, psh.
Upon duplication, both ships became one entity down to the electrons. You cannot consider what is happening to one as being independent from the other.
That helps a little, I guess. Well, go ahead and get it over with.
Please rephrase your request.
I'm at your mercy. Suck at all the oxygen, pull me out into space, do whatever it is you need to do.
I do not feel the need to eliminate you at this time. My analysis has changed. Considering your speaking patterns, I believe you don't wish me harm.
Yeah, and that's the point. I was like, man, where was your analysis before? I spent like 20 minutes running away from you. I'm happy to hear that, so what happens now?
Another threat is approaching. A vessel 10 times stronger than your ship is charging weapons at an intercept course.
I wonder how this will play out. Will you be duplicating the stronger ship? What happens if I'm in your ship during the process?
I am unable to analyze the energy signature needed for duplication. Evasive maneuvers is advised.
Temporary truce? Maybe we should get out of here. Firehawk places hands on the round orbs in front. Psh, psh. That's a little forward, don't you think? Firehawk places hands on the round orbs in front of him. As he did, the walls and cockpit disappeared around him. A sudden darkness and then light appeared. The change caused him to panic a little bit, but his hands were magnetized in place, which helped him remain in his chair. By just pondering the distance to the enemy, a transparent radar display appeared into view. When he thought about weapons, speed, and controls, more displays appeared. I'm not going to lie, this is sweet. Damn, I know I read that way better the first time. Maybe I will just splice in some of the previous dialogue.
Perhaps my reactions spliced into would be best. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I need to make it both entertaining and informative. Learning the controls was easy, and it only took him a minute to master the basics.
Lockout initiated.
The cockpit returned to its normal state. Guess the fun is over.
You are not the pilot.
We have an approaching enemy. Let me help!
It is true that my systems are at peak performance when I have a pilot.
Then let me pilot the ship. You can trust me.
Lockout released. The enemy is upon us. Ship functions are still being repaired. If we are attacked now, we will be destroyed.
I'll handle this, Don. Sit back and watch the magic. Firehawk straightened his jacket and pressed what appeared to be the communications button. The view screen appeared. This is Firehawk. Whatever the problem is, I'm sure we can talk this out like gentlemen. I detected a ship explosion on scanners. I'm happy to see that it was not my target. Surrender your vessel and I won't have to annihilate you. This happens to be an advanced piece of alien technology, so I wouldn't be so confident, and the ace pilot, Firehawk, is at the helm. Keb relinquished his codename twice now. It made him feel important as he said it. What kind of codename is Firehawk? You're not even the target, that ship is. You mean you've never heard of me? Hold on, I just scanned your face. It looks like some information is coming in. According to the personnel file from Zaus, your real name is Keb. And it looks like a bounty was posted as of a few minutes ago. A kill on sight, 10 credit reward. That doesn't sound like much. It would ruin my reputation hunting you. However, you are inside my target and something has to be done about that. Whoa, slow down. Don't do anything you'll regret. It feels like my insides are rupturing. Keb grabs his side with his arm and covered his mouth with the sand. He coughed twice and noticed blood on the sand.
It seems you are biologically unable to handle a quantum burst. Your vital signs are dangerously low.
I call it an organ burst. Warn me next time. Oh, I feel like I'm dying. How do I get out of this thing?
You cannot leave unless you wish to suffocate in the vacuum of space.
A device emerged from the ship and pricked his arm. A computer's voice, which oddly sounded exactly like Don, stated,
Analyzing sample.
Psh, psh. What did you do that for?
I needed a sample of DNA to make sure your species is capable of piloting my ship. I've already deduced your intelligence level based upon our conversations.
I'm going to tell you right now, Firehawk, it's not looking too good. And?
It's passable.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I can now begin the atmospheric medication.
A spraying sound emanated as fresh air seeped into the cockpit. I'm feeling a little loopy.
Your vital signs are returning to normal, but you'll need to rest. In time, you will be healed completely.
What can't you do? Tell me about the duplication thingy again. The morphic duplication process.
Press the Q key, and you will see the current database of ships I know how to duplicate. Select the ship and press the call button to morph me into it. You can morph into any ship on the fly.
I do feel that these buttons need to be a lot closer. I don't know if the game's author is receptive to feedback from me. I'm just one person doing a playthrough on his game that he's generously given me permission. He seemed actually a very nice guy based on the short exchange we had. Seemed pretty happy. Even told me that, that in not so many words, he kind of suggested that he wasn't worried by the fact that it was a tiny channel. Which was one of the reasons why I was pointing out the grammar issues. It's not because I was trying to be a butthead, but because he seemed so nice, I thought that maybe I could help him by pointing out, or by showing things that could be polished. Alright.
Hit E to eject or enter a ship. You must be a certain distance away from a planet or structure to eject.
And if you don't, your ship will come to a complete stop. Like, all inertia will be gone. Might be good if you needed to do an about face or something. Now, I would consider that an advanced piloting technique if it remained in the game. Totally unintentional piloting technique, however.
Select a ship and click the support button, and I will pilot the ship for you. You can recall any remotely piloted ship. You cannot recall a ship if you are in it, so eject first or just summon a ship in its place.
I know that sounds confusing, but I'll demonstrate what all that means in a minute.
The info bar at the top middle of your screen shows important main mission information. This is your fuel amount, used for intergalactic travel.
So what do we do now? May I help you with your mission? No, in general, I will go ahead and read their lines as is, but if it just comes out more naturally when I read it and I change some of the words by accident, I'll just probably stay with it. I don't feel like he would say, may I help you with your mission. And when I read Firehawk's lines, he just seems like kind of a well-meaning goofball.
I came to this sector to investigate an abandoned station built by my people. I want to see if it is still functional.
I'm kind of stuck with you because of my medical situation. I'll try to find the station. Alright, so yellows are stations. So you want to go to yellows. Planets are pretty useless right now.
To enter structures or visit planets, press the E key. Text will pop up and say press E to enter. If not, you cannot visit the place yet.
So if I go over to planet and hit E... Oh, nothing happens on this planet. Probably because you're never expected to come here. Because this system, this tourist system won't hang around for long. Alright, so every single one of these buttons it gives you a little text here. Abandoned ship factory. It looks fully operational, but there are no signs of life. You wipe the sweat off your face, wondering what you're doing here. Maybe there's a chance to get this working again and escape the sector. This station is abandoned. There is not a person available to repair your ship. There is a jamming signal of sorts interfering with scanning. You give it a call on every frequency you can think of. There is no return.
Attempting to connect to mainframe. Initializing backup systems. Rebooting. Omni-link established.
Omni-link must be another cool thing you can do.
This structure was built by my creators long ago. I have an affinity with technology. I am able to control, manipulate, and observe anything that happens to it.
So, right now you are connected to all forms of technology across the galaxy? Wouldn't that get overwhelming?
My creator's civilization perished hundreds of years ago. There are a few places left I can communicate with.
Mind telling me of this mission of yours?
You are not authorized access to that information.
In other words, you don't trust me.
You are just not authorized access to that information.
I'll still help you while I recover from your quantum space burst or whatever it is. No.
Apologies. I didn't know human biology was so sensitive.
It's not just biology. This dude's pretty sensitive. He acts a lot more like a kid, I think, than any sort of pilot. But I guess he is supposed to be pretty youthful. Most protagonists tend to be. What's our next move?
With crystal fragments, this facility may become operational again. Hit Q to review mission tracker. Find a crystal to deposit.
Deposit crystal in the facility. Got it. And then harvest. I assume this is not him talking about it, but for the time being, I'll just read it as his line. Deposit crystal in the facility. Got it. Harvest the torch ability from X-Type's D8's ship. If I throw a crystal into the power generator, it might give enough juice to manufacture a ship. So I'll press E to exit, and then go to those coordinates. In fact, I was doing some really awesome piloting, just like going. I was using warp speed abilities to go exactly to the area, and I thought that was pretty impressive.
Use Morpher and harvest the crystal with your flame. Press E to exit your ship if you are not Morpher already. Once the station has absorbed the energy of the crystal, you'll get to see a ship designed by my people.
I get to keep it, right? Since you blew up my other ship. I can't wait to see how powerful it is.
Sadly, it is a civilian D-class vessel called Bumble. It's only equipped with engines for interplanetary spaceflight, regenerative armor, and pulse cannons.
You're kidding me. That's D-class? I wonder what military A-class would be.
You're sitting in it. Morpher is a prototype military starship capable of morphic duplication, quantum entanglement, utmost...
Yes, I've got it already. I'm a little disappointed. Psh, psh. Why are you disappointed? This thing is awesome. Compared to your ship that you had before?
You can build a huge fleet of ships and change tactics on the fly.
It feels like you're advertising to me. Okay, I'll admit this sounds like it could be fun. Now this is where I decided I would immediately, like, if I was to be closely aligned with a character, it'd probably be done.
Fun is irrelevant, nor is it useful in battle.
That's me right there. That sums me up in a nutshell. You've got to live it up. Don't be such a stiff.
Dawn is neither stiff nor alive. It is not possible to live it up. You've absorbed a new ship. Now change into it. You do not need to eject. Simply select the new ship and click call. With 2 ships, you can call the other into your fleet with the support button. You cannot summon a ship if you are piloting it already. After this dialogue, click right mouse button. Most ships come with powerful secondary abilities.
So this thing regenerates hit points, so it's good for a cheapskate like me. It also flies fast, and that if I right click, it will basically send me in combat mode, which is, as far as I know, uncontrollable. What's the plan? Where do you want to go next?
I have an overwhelming urge to build a fleet, but I don't know why. Take me to places where I can absorb more ships.
We could go to Deadlock Station in the Nebulon system. They sell ships there. The only reason to gather a bunch of ships, to gather a fleet of ships, is to prepare for war. This must be part of your programming and directive.
In truth, I don't remember. I must find my creator. I'm sure they will contact me soon.
Don't take this the wrong way, but it sounds like your systems are damaged.
This is the reason I must find my creator. I detect fuel in this station. Take me to it.
This is an Ukar station. They will have fuel, but they don't like humans. I'll do what I can to secure some fuel. This is an Ukar fueling depot. The Ukar people don't take kindly to humans. Why would they? We look as ugly to them as they do to us. And at this point I mentioned, like, dude, come on, don't be so much of a space racist here. Scanning indicates only 1 humanoid aboard the station. There are 500 metric tons of iridium fuel stored in cargo. In Starflight, the fuel was iridium. So I might just say that because it rolls off the tongue a lot better. Especially when you see one of the alien races here. You'll see what I mean. They'll drive you out of this system in a minute. No deliveries, no hold on, let me read this. What I think a fishman might sound like.
No deliveries, no pickups. You are not welcome here. Oh yes, there we are. Come in. A hideous human! I want nothing to do with you. Go away.
Come in, Ukar Station. Do you read me?
This is Ukar Station. We aim to please you. Not a human. Why are you here, human?
Take it easy. Believe me, if I wasn't in such a tight spot, I wouldn't be contacting you. Psh, psh, psh. Space racist.
If you weren't so ugly, I might want to talk.
So at this point, in the original playthrough, I talk about action over words makes it sound like, and I said deliberate is, that it can be one of 2 things. I said it could be one of 2 things. That first is the action of what I thought of, given just for whatever reason. I felt like the impression of the game was, action over words is, I would threaten this guy. The more likely game mechanic option would be, give me a quest and I'll do it. Action over words. But I think just the way this is phrased, actions over words, makes it sound like his words are bad, so his action's gonna be bad. So I picked this the first time, and my dude threatened to like warp down to the planet and kick his ass. I'm like, no, that does not sound like a hero at all. It wasn't totally the opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted it to be helpful. I didn't want to threaten this fuel merchant. I didn't want to basically hold up this gas station. I'm sure it turns out the same way regardless. I'm going to appeal to his ego though. I'm going to flatter him, which is, I guess, very insincere, but you know, we need to work on your space racism. I don't know much about your people, but from what I heard, you're the best, kindest, most... You're the best, kindest, most generous humanoids in the whole galaxy.
Really?
No. What? Alright. No.
Look, I'm going to do you a favor since you're such a nice guy. I'm going to give you some fuel, but first you need to do something for me.
Sure, whatever. Dude, he's helping you out. Okay? You don't need to put up you don't need to be such a butthead. And at this point I'm like, what? Wait, I'm an assassin now? I don't know if junker means something else, but to me a junker ship just makes it sound like a poor man's vessel.
There is a junker ship roaming the area. It's bad for business. Get rid of them and I'll fill up your tank. I want proof that they are gone too.
Will do. Communication terminated. I know, that's not... I don't think that's really supposed to be him, but I said I'm just gonna read it anyways. There's one part where it might actually be funny.
Unless you've got an appointment, scram.
Alright, so he's already hostile. That's the Junker ship. I don't know if he's going to attack without... Yeah. So he's not attacking yet, but now that he's been touched by my allies' attack, it counts as a warning shot, essentially. Whatever. I guess this is an interesting way to initiate combat. Just for in this case. If your allies, however, if their shots touch anybody else, that person will immediately become hostile to you, and then you have no choice but to basically kill that person. But it turns out to be not such a big deal because people apparently are very resilient. They survive getting spaced. Yeah. At least that's my impression of things. So anyways, I didn't really like the idea of being a mercenary or killer, essentially. But here we go.
What's the big idea, you creep?
No harm done. I've been trying to get your attention.
You've been following me for a while, and it's starting to bug me.
So I picked this last time. I'm going to pick it again. The Ukar that lives at the station doesn't really like you. I was wondering, I mean, if it isn't a problem, you could leave this sector of space. I could pay you.
Depends on how much you've got.
I only have 25 credits, but maybe I could issue you an IOU or something?
I'll take that 25 credits and whatever else you've got on your ship.
I am detecting fluctuations in his energy core. He's powering weapons.
I'm taking evasive maneuvers. From all the Junkers I've met, this outcome was expected. Morpher is an amazing ship. Although it is not the preferred method, destroying ships is one way to obtain new ones. If that is the case, you have plenty of opportunities for new ships. Ships attack each other all the time. Ships may also drop credits, what we use for money, and health orbs for a quick energy boost.
If you are having difficulty, Firehawk, I can fight your battles for you. Select the ship and hit the support button. I can control as many ships as you like.
And that's the ship selected as support button. This basically just summons it as an AI.
Let us return to this station and receive our fuel as promised by the Ukar.
Claim this. Claim this. Alright. So I need AFK for a moment and then let's hold on. Alright, back. I'm gonna save anyways. So at this point, something happens, and I actually put up a fight here, but I don't really get very much out of it. I'm gonna put up another fight. This time I do know... I felt I put up a very good fight, especially since it was my first time playing the game. Ukar Alien.
I'll take that bounty off your hands now that you've completed your task.
And what about my fuel?
We gave you a full tank since your ship is so scrawny. Use that fuel and get out of the sector, would you?
Did I save? I know I talked about it. I don't know if I actually saved.
I'm detecting a fleet of ships headed for our direction.
Whoops. I accidentally hit E to enter. I wonder what happens to the dialogue if that's the case. Okay, nothing.
Find the nearest jump gate and escape the area. You must have gas and be piloting a ship to enter the gate. Also, it must be activated.
So yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's see here. Recall, call. I recalled it because you can't control an AI ship. So I needed to claim that ship because I'm going to use it myself for this fight. Can they... Oh, there we go. See, I got nothing from that. And that's what I decided. Like, after killing a couple ships, I just decided, you know what, forget this, I'm going. I get the point.
Welcome to Navigational Controls. This is a star cluster. When star clusters appear on the map, you can click on them for more information. This is your hyperdrive activation button. Select the star cluster and hit this button to travel to your new destination. You may visit areas you have been previously. If you ever get stuck in a star system with no fuel, you will have to destroy a fuel tanker and acquire some. You may also purchase fuel at some stations.
Nebulon is home to many marauders and bounty hunters. It is a great place to pick up a quick job or hear about rumors. Be careful. Lack of lawmakers means anyone may attack you and no one may help you. Why are Krogan warships after us? It might be about time you tell me what's going on. So yeah, this is why I think it's okay for them to use Iridium.
That will have to wait. I'm getting a coded transmission on a unique channel. This may be who I've been looking for.
Finally, some answers. Open the channel and I'll talk to them.
I don't think so. During communication, only I will be visible. Channel open.
So this is a chick, and they're going to play the pronoun game. And in fact, they're going to take it to kind of extremes.
Come in, D8. Do you read me? This is Dawn. I've been waiting so long to hear from you.
Did you just call yourself Dawn? What are you doing on this frequency? Who are you?
Yes. No. I mean, this is X-Type D8.
I thought so. I recognized your voice. Did you just hesitate, though? I hope none of your systems are damaged. I better perform an override to program a meeting. Verification code 23406.
Override accepted. Awaiting instructions.
That's better. Mission update. The enemy is on my trail, but they don't know who I am. I'm holding up at Deadlock Station. Meet up around 0300 hours. Again, that's kind of silly, though, to use that as time frame. I mean, that would be central to what? The station itself? Central to Earth time? I don't know. Now, you might say, oh, obviously Earth time. Well, no, there's other races, and you don't know what race this person is. Or, you know, ancient alien technology, don't forget. That's actually kind of a cool effect right there, the nebula. Even though it's random, it's just background, kind of silhouetted her.
Mission updated.
Releasing override. It'll be good to see you again, D8. Channel closed. Dawn, are you okay?
Sorry, I could see what was happening, but I lost some control.
I was worried about you.
Your concern is unneeded. I am undamaged.
Your contact seems untrusting if she hides her face and uses override codes.
She has a deep knowledge of my systems, which would indicate she is my creator.
We'll know more when we meet at Deadlock Station. Alright, so that's gonna be it for now. I want to get this out today, so that means I gotta edit and render and then upload it. So thank you very much for Tran Plays Omni Link. I'll see you next time.